Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Financial Insights Show. My name is Muava Mupinde Ngenda, and I'm going to be your host for today. So today we're going to have a very interesting conversation with Phyllis Taylor, who is the Managing Director of Octagon Financial Services Limited. And we're also going to be talking to Paxina Kabwe, who is the Principal Officer for Octagon Zambia Insurance Brokers. I'm very excited about today's conversation, and we'll go straight into it. Paxina, welcome to the show. It's lovely. So we'll get straight into our interview for today. Phyllis, welcome to the show. Thank you for being with us today.
Thanks, Mara. Thank you so much for having us this morning.
Okay, pleasure. So tell us a bit more about Octagon Financial Services. What does the business do? And we also understand that you recently launched the insurance broker side to the business. So you can just give us a bit more insight about the launch of the insurance business.
I think I will speak a bit more about Octagon Financial Services and then get into who Octagon Zambia Insurance Brokers is. Octagon Financial Services Limited, Zambia, was previously known as Alexander Forbes Financial Services, operating in the private pensions administration services sector under the Pensions and Insurance Authority's supervision. We are licensed by the PIA, Pensions and Insurance Authority. We are regulated through the Pension Scheme Regulations Act. So as a company, we focus on managing employee benefits for employers that have entrusted us to offer that service to them. We are found in Uganda, we are found in Kenya, and that's where our head office is. We also have a footprint in South Africa via our strategic partners, the former shareholders in Zambia, who are Alexander Forbes. So we continue to have a strategic partnership with them through a partnership called Arrive Partnership. So yeah, our core business really is employee benefits management. Now, when you look at our existence in Kenya and Uganda, we offer pensions administration services. We're also offering insurance. So we saw it fit and just sensible to also align with our strategic goals as a company to also set up the insurance brokerage company in Zambia. And that is what led to the launch and setup of the Octagon Zambia Insurance Brokers in Zambia.
Okay, that sounds really good and interesting. I love how you've given us a history of the business. I didn't know that it was Alexander Forbes, so this is very, very interesting. So you mentioned that you are regulated by the PIA. What would you say the regulatory landscape is like right now? How do you find operating in the insurance space? Was it easy to get started with? What could be done better, or what have been your learning points so far?
Okay, I think we were at an advantage. Reason being that it was not the first time that we're registering an insurance broker. So we were ready. We looked through the regulation in Zambia, prepared ourselves adequately, and we did submit our application and we got licensed within a reasonable time. With regards to the regulatory landscape, I think as expected, what you would expect is the regulator to do their job, which is protecting the final recipient of the service that you are offering. And that is what the PIA is out there to do. So it might seem stringent at times, but I think it's something that we understand. And as I mentioned, it's something that we were prepared for. We have seen and noticed that in the recent past, the regulator did introduce the new Insurance Act, where there's been some changes, and we are happy ourselves with those changes. One thing we have seen is them introducing the requirement to have on the board an independent director. We think from an objective perspective, I think that is a positive. I think at any given point in time, you need to have someone who's independent to give you those objective, to bring that sense
checks
of
and balances.
Exactly. I think another change that has happened is regarding shareholding. So the new requirement is that insurance brokers now need to have 51%, not less than 51% local shareholding.
Oh, lovely.
Yes, so I think that is quite empowering for locals. Yes, that is empowering. It means people can think about getting into the insurance brokerage space as well. So it is a positive.
Okay, that's lovely to know. Definitely a positive. So you mentioned that you have a footprint in Kenya and Uganda and South Africa through strategic partnerships. So how are you leveraging that with managing the business here in Zambia?
Okay, so I think, and that's the whole idea. We don't want to reinvent the wheel where things already exist. With our partners or with our sister companies in Uganda, in East Africa, and Kenya. So we always look at each other and see what is Zambia offering that Kenya can learn from Zambia, or Uganda, what are they offering that Zambia can learn from there, and then we put our strengths together and see how we can come up with products that will respond to today's needs of the market. So we, as Zambia, having just started, we know for sure that there are certain products that have already been launched in Kenya. For example, we have the last expense cover, which basically is like a funeral policy. But it's tailored with ease of access for low-income earners, and that is something that we're trying to replicate here as well. So that's just an example. There's certain products that have been developed in the markets where we're existing, and we feel we don't need to reinvent the wheel here, and we'll pick it up from where those guys have left it. But of course, we need to be aware that local regulation is different. It might be different, so we need to just make sure that we're compliant
and
with the local
to
laws.
that. Okay.
Absolutely.
I love that product that you've mentioned. I think it will work well locally because we have a lot of people in the informal sector. I think a lot of our economy is actually in the informal sector, and those are the people that are, they're not financially included. So that's exciting.
Sure.
Okay, so we'll move on to the final bit of our conversation today, which is the Ministry of Finance has given a signal for some of the areas that are seeing tremendous growth. And some of these areas is technology. Maybe you can just also help us understand or give us some insight into how Octagon Financial Services is leveraging technology as you run the business.
Our businesses, okay. I think for us to operate and be where we are today, for us to have survived the COVID era, we would not have done it without technology. So technology is actually something that we have embraced in our journey as a service provider. We do it to be able to deliver service to different people in every corner of the country, wherever we are. From where we sit as a pension funds administrator, technology is actually one of the things that has helped us to survive even the COVID era. We have made investments in technology, particularly our pensions administration system is something that anybody can use from wherever they are. For example, during COVID, we had staff working from home, and our service was not interrupted at all.
Okay.
We made sure that when we received claims were processed on time, and everything was done as and when it was supposed to be done. Yeah. So that comes in because we were able to do that because we've invested quite heavily in technology. Yeah. So now with technology, that comes innovation, and we always try to be innovative at any given point in time. Innovative in the sense that we need to be responsive to the needs of today, to the needs of the market, so that we're not rigid in the services that we are offering. Just as I give an example, we have the last expense cover, which we're offering to low-income earners, and now we are working on introducing Full Throttle, our individual pension plan, which we're very happy that the new regulation that the Pensions and Insurance is looking at actually covers for that component. So we want to make sure that by the time the regulation is signed off into law, we're ready and good to go. So we're looking at digitizing this product so that people who are sitting from wherever they are, be it someone sitting, can easily jump on it just by them having access to internet and a smartphone. So yes, I think technology is quite important for our business.
Exciting. I really love that. So one of the things that I've picked up about Octagon Financial Services is that you are a very ambitious business, very strategic in what you do. Do you see yourselves growing into other sectors? For instance, tourism now is a big, is a big area for economic growth. Do you see yourself expanding into other areas of the economy?
Yes, I think we're there to offer a service to the public, and it does not matter really which sector people are coming from. We are offering retirement benefit solutions, and anybody and everybody has the right to get a decent retirement at the end of the day.
Absolutely.
So it's our responsibility. Of course, we are licensed already, so it's our responsibility through innovation to come up with products that will be responsive to the needs of the different sectors. So we don't really pick and choose which sector someone is coming from. Currently we do have churches on our portfolio. Even a pastor deserves a good retirement. So we have everybody on our portfolio of clients. So yes, we are happy to take on anybody, be it mining, be it tourism, as long as they're willing to sign up, we're ready to take them on.
So Phyllis, an area I am personally passionate about is financial literacy and financial inclusion. So as a business in financial services, can you tell us a bit more about what you're doing to grow the financial literacy levels in the communities that you're operating in, as well as any other initiatives that you have in place to build communities?
Okay, thank you. I think that's an exciting question, even for myself, because that is a topic that I'm passionate about, that is financial literacy. So as a company, first of all, ourselves being in financial services, it means we're offering financial products out there. And one of the challenges that we have seen is the uptake being low, in most cases, being with insurance or pensions. And the reason the uptake is low is not because people don't need the products. It's because they're not understanding what these products are. They're not understanding how to access them. So we have taken it upon ourselves as a service provider outside the usual day-to-day business to educate the public So, of course, we do offer financial literacy trainings for our clients as an added service. In most cases, we're not even charging for this. We offer it as an added service. And then as a contribution also to society, we do offer the similar trainings to people outside our client portfolio. So it could be churches, it could be SMEs, In the recent past, I think sometime in March, we had a training in Dola where we had SMEs. We put them in one room. We talked about pensions. We talked about insurance. And you can see the appreciation from there. So again, leveraging on technology, we also offer free webinars. So on a monthly basis, this is something that we've been doing as a group of companies from Kenya and Uganda. We've been doing it for some time. But this year, it was implemented full throttle in Zambia. Every month, we're having financial literacy trainings, and we're tackling different topics. So I can give an example. In March, we spoke about investments in stock, and this is something that the public was really, really excited about. It was well attended. It was free. It was online. In April, we educated the public on GLA, the need for insurance, because people think, why should I insure my life? There's no need for that. So we're just trying to demystify some of those myths that if you get yourself GLA, you're not really bringing yourself bad luck. But it's a responsible thing to do. You need to be able to think about your children, your loved ones, once you're no longer around. Then for the month of April, the exciting topic that is out there in the public is the NAPSA withdrawals. So everybody is talking about NAPSA withdrawals. So we really want to just take an opportunity to discuss, yes, it's NAPSA, it's outside our jurisdiction, but people are having access to these funds. So we want to be able to just sensitize them. Do you really need to get these funds now? Or if you get the funds, what is it that you can do and use these funds prudently? So we're passionate about financial literacy and making sure that the public is responsible in the way that they are using their financial resources. So outside financial literacy, we do other things. We have planted trees. In the recent past, we went to Chilanga constituency with the MP for the constituency, and we partnered and planted some trees. We have done donations to old age homes. Obviously, we're in the pension sector, so the old age, senior citizens come close to heart. And we have sponsored some school kids through school, and this was at the time when school was not free. But now, thanks to the government, there's no need to pay tuition, so that has kind of phased out, or it's been sorted out, so we're grateful for that. So we're always looking for opportunities to give back to the community that we operate in. So it's not just about making money for us, being a business, but we also want to give back and show that we are a responsible corporate citizen for ourselves.
Perfect. I love all that you've said, and I love how it's very clear how Octagon Financial Services is growing communities and pouring into the communities that you're operating in. So Paxina, tell us a bit about, how there's this perception in the insurance industry of it being very crowded and difficult to penetrate or even be profitable. What do you feel about that, and how is OZIP strategically placing itself as a broker?
Okay, thank you so much for that question. I do not think the insurance market is saturated at all. If you look at the numbers, the penetration rate for insurance is really, really low, not just in Zambia, but in Africa as a whole. So in my opinion, I feel there is a lot of the cake, and it's up for anybody for the taking, really. And OZIP, we are really just trying to create an environment where we educate the SMEs, even the young people. We have programs that are just specifically for young people, where we want to just encourage them and educate them about the importance of what insurance does for you. Because at the end of the day, if we're not insuring anything, we are leaving our assets and our own lives at risk, really.
Certainly.
Yes, so I feel there's a lot more that needs to be done from the sector in terms of just educating everybody from young to old about what insurance services are out there for you, regardless of how big your entity is, and how you can access these risk solutions for your organization.
Okay. I should have probably started with this question. So I'm looking at your title, which is Principal Officer. What does this entail? What does your day-to-day look like?
My day-to-day is very hectic.
I can imagine.
No, not really. But a principal officer pretty much makes sure that the insurance brokerage is running smoothly. And we're talking about issues to do with compliance. We have to make sure that we're compliant with our regulator, which is the Pensions and Insurance Authority. Fortunately for us, they already have guidelines already set out on what we need to do. And they do actually offer trainings, which we also regularly attend, so that we just stay abreast with what is happening in the industry. And then that also means that on my role is to ensure that the systems are running properly, our clients are happy, we are developing risk solutions that are actually applicable. You know, there are so many insurance policies out there, but the role of a principal officer of an insurance broker is to ensure that the solution that they're providing for you is actually working for you, and we're not just trying to get money out of it. And also with the broker's perspective is we are working for the clients. We don't work for the insurance companies, we work for the clients. So we're always trying to get the best for them. And then also managing those relationships that we have with these insurance companies as well as the clients. So it's really a very
robust role.
Yes,
so many
exactly.
things to
balance. Exactly, yes.
Okay.
And also just making sure you're making your stakeholders happy at the end of the day.
Yes. Okay, that's interesting. I love that. So tell us also a bit about how, as a brokerage, you are using or utilizing technology to be more efficient. I know a lot of individuals especially frown upon being insured because claim processes take long and ABC. So how are you encouraging clients to come on board and, you know, essentially increase the numbers of the insured in Zambia?
Thank you so much for that question, and it is very timely because, you know, we are in the digital age, and these days people don't have time for paperwork. And actually, even at group level, we are trying to reduce the amount of paperwork that we are handling. Most of our systems are automated. So we have an automated underwriting system. So this is just for simple policies, of course, because the other more complicated ones require a little more work done to it. But for example, you can get an online quote for your motor policy. All you have to do is enter your number plate.
Oh, really?
And then everything, yes.
Okay.
Literally as simple as that. And then everything, because the system that we're using with one of our partners actually has the RATSA system embedded. So from there, when you enter a number plate, all your details will come up. And from the actuarial perspective, they've already done the groundwork with the algorithms. So that means that the vehicle will be evaluated for you. The market value will show, and then the quotes will come up, and there will be a range that you can pick from, depending on the limits of liabilities that will work for you.
That's exciting.
Yes.
Because all the time, personally, when I'm renewing my motor vehicle insurance, I have to think, what would I sell this vehicle as?
Exactly.
What's my market value?
Yes.
So I'm definitely jumping on that.
You should,
love
please.
Convenience.
Yes, it is very,
I think
very
that's what you're offering to your clients.
Yes.
Interesting. So Paxina, my final question to you is, what differentiates you from your competitors in the market, and why should you be the broker of choice to your clients? And then also finally, you can just let us know where people can find you, social media pages, physical addresses, and all that.
I think what makes Octagon Zambia Insurance Brokers different is that we are looking at it we're approaching insurance from the back. So normally people want to talk to you about all the nice things that your policy will do for you, and then when there's a claim, people are quiet. They don't know, they have no idea. So we're approaching it from that perspective. We'll walk you through your products from the back, from what you need from the claims perspective, the documents, and we'll be there with you throughout the journey. We also have quite a number of experts in different fields and different policies. So we have support from Kenya, Uganda, as well as through our partnership with Alexander Forbes from South Africa as well. So we are quite ready to handle pretty much all policies that you may have any queries about. And then also we are found at Pangea Office Park, that is off Great East Road near Arcade Shopping Center. And we have presence on social media as well, so you can follow us on Facebook, and we have pages on LinkedIn as well. You can also just call us on our phone numbers. We have mobile numbers, and yes, we're very easy to access.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much for speaking with us today.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much for taking the time to watch the Fizz Show this week. We were speaking to Phyllis Taylor, who's the MD of Octagon Financial Services Limited, and we're also speaking to Paxina Kabwe, who's the Principal Officer for Octagon Zambia Insurance Brokers. Thank you for tuning in, and do join us again next week.